Okay, so then coming to the concept measurement of uh, high impulse voltages. Okay, so in previous lecture, so we have completed by using resistance potential divider and by using capacitance potential divider. But that capacitance potential divider is a basic potential divider. By using series capacitor, we have to measure the very high impulse voltage. Okay, so another concept is also there, capacitance potential divider for measurement of high impulse voltages. Okay, so next concept is capacitance voltage transformer. Okay, capacitance voltage transformer. The concept overcome the drawbacks of capacitance potential divider. Whatever the problems we are facing from capacitance potential divider, that limitations can be overcome by using capacitance voltage transformer. It's clear. So these are the different type of learning objectives. First one, circuit operation of capacitance potential divider method and a discussion on its merits and demerits. Okay. Capacitance potential divider merits and demerits can be overcome by using capacitance voltage transformer. Circuit operation of capacitance voltage transformer, CVT, phasor diagram and characteristic equations, and advantages and limitations of CVT. So we have to discuss. These are the different type of concept. Okay, so the all learning objects are keep in mind, and then so all of you draw this circuit diagram. All of you draw this diagram, capacitance potential divider. All of you draw this diagram. Here, measurement of high impulse voltages. That means here, so the high voltage terminal connected to the measuring equipment, and another terminal connected to the ground. It's clear. High voltage, impulse voltage generating terminal is connected here. That means measuring equipment, one terminal is connected to the high voltage impulse terminal and a remaining terminal to the ground. It's clear. C1 is called a standard high compressed gas condenser. Standard high voltage is compressed gas condenser. In previous capacitance potential divider, instead of taking so like this standard high voltage compressed gas condenser, so number of capacitors are bolted together and form a simple capacitor, that the equivalent capacitor called C1 in previous basic capacitance series, basic series capacitance potential divider. Okay, so but here different. It is having three terminals. One side is only one, but this side is three terminals are there. Okay, for this capacitor is having three terminals. Second terminal, for one terminal is connected to the high voltages, and another terminal is connected to the measuring equipment. Another is having three terminals. By using this is a mobile one. Okay, by using mobile one, we have to compress the air or gas inside of the capacitor. Okay, by using compressed gas condenser, by using compressing air or gas, the capacitance range of the capacitor C1 is changed. You know well, by according to the Paschen's law, by compressing, by increasing the pressure and decreasing the distance, increasing the distance. So we have to change the dielectric strength of the material, no? Gas. That means the capacitance of the capacitor can be adjusted by using this mobile compressor one. Okay, these are having three terminals, no? So one terminal is like this, connected to the shielding cable. Okay, connecting cable or shielding cable. One terminal of the capacitor is connected to the connecting cable or shielding cable. Okay, so this is to avoid the external stray magnetic field effects. To avoid the stray magnetic field effects, external stray magnetic field effects, another terminal of the capacitor is connected to the shielding cable. Okay, and see, it is called standard low voltage condenser. Standard low voltage condenser. In previous class, this C1 is called offer very high voltages. C1 capacitor can offer very high voltages. Is it a number of connected capacitors are in series now. Okay, so here C2 is called low voltage. Okay, standard low voltage condenser C2, and this is called electrostatic voltmeter. Electrostatic voltmeter, you know well. So what is the purpose of electrostatic voltmeter? You already studied in a measurement. Okay, and I think first unit MI, PMMC, and ESV, electrostatic voltmeter. That electrostatic voltmeter is basic voltmeter, but according to our high voltage point of view, this ISV electrostatic voltmeter is different. And in later classes, I will explain the electrostatic voltmeter. So by using the electrostatic voltmeter, we have to measure very high voltages. Okay, so very high voltages can be measured by using electrostatic voltmeter. And here the P is called a protecting gap. Okay, P is called a protecting gap. It is used to protect the electrostatic voltmeter. Okay, P is called protecting gap. That's like a spark gap. Okay, protecting switch, just like protecting switch, use it to protect the electrostatic voltmeter. So because of very high voltages, any one of the capacitor may be damaged. Okay, it may be damaged means leaking to the very high current and also voltages. So high voltage appear across this if the capacitor C1 is damages, and the very high voltage appear across the electrostatic voltmeter. So during that, the electrostatic voltmeter cannot withstand that much of voltage levels. Okay, that's why. So we need one protective devices that is called P. P is called protective gap. Okay, then exceed this voltage certain range, it will be acting as a conductor, and then high use amount of current is diverted to like this manner. So the capacitor electrostatic voltmeter is protected. Generally, the electrostatic voltmeter, high impedance voltmeter, vacuum tube voltmeter, just like a vacuum tube voltmeter. Okay, internal impedance of the electrostatic voltmeter is very, very high. It's clear. And this is called connecting cable. Okay, so connecting cable is to observe the stray capacitance field, external magnetic fields. Okay, so this is the circuit capacitance potential divider. It's clear. So nothing is a simple concept. So one side is connecting high voltage terminal and another side is ground. And C1 is called standard high voltage compressor condenser, and C2 is called standard low voltage condenser. And C1 is capacitor is having 3 terminals, 1, 2, 3 like this. And by compressing the capacitance range can be adjusted. And P is called a protective gap and is used to protect the electrostatic voltmeter. And this third terminal of the C1 is connected to the shielding cable, and it is used to avoid the stray magnetic field errors. Understood. And also one more important concept, C2 standard low voltage condenser, it is placed in a box. Okay, shielding, it is placed in like a shielding. Okay, so like because of to avoid the errors when external magnetic fields can be decreased by using shielding. These are all equipment placed in a shielding, then external magnetic effects can be reduced. Understood. Circuit operation. Coming to the circuit operation, I think all of you completed diagram, and then coming to the circuit operation. So here, this series capacitance method had a drawback of error due to presence of harmonics. Okay, in earlier class, we have completed one of the concept that is called series capacitance potential divider. Am I right or not? So that there is a drawback error due to the harmonics, and also error due to the stray magnetic fields effects. Okay, so that harmonics can be minimized by using this method. Okay, this series capacitance method had a drawback of error due to presence of harmonics. And next, the capacitive potential divider using electrostatic voltmeter is capable of eliminating error due to harmonic voltages. It's clear. Capacitive potential divider using electrostatic voltmeter is capable of eliminating error due to harmonic voltages. In the previous class, at the place of electrostatic voltmeter, we are used. So what is that? CR1. So then A standard compressed air or gas condenser is used as C1. A standard compressed air or gas condenser is used as C1, while C2 with mica or paper dielectric material. It's clear. First one is C1 capacitor is standard air or gas condenser. Second one is C2 is called mica or paper dielectric concept. Okay, that means the capacitor C1 handle very high voltages and capacitor C2 is low voltages. It's clear. Understood. And then third one, the connection between the C1 and C2 through shielded cable to avoid any stray capacitance. The connection between C1 and C2 through a shielded cable to avoid any stray capacitance. It's clear. Connection between the C1 and C2. This is called a connection between C1 and C2. Okay, is to avoid any stray capacitances. It's clear. The capacitor C2 is completely shielded in a box. It's clear. Capacitor C2 completely shielded in a box. So like this, capacitor C2. Understood. Capacitor C2 completely shielded in a box, and the condenser C1 is a 3-terminal condenser that facilitates proper shielding. 3 terminals like this. I'm already explained this concept, so all of you write this. Condenser C1 is a 3-terminal condenser that facilitates proper shielding. And the next fourth one, the voltage measured is given by the equation V1 is equal to V2 into C1 plus C2 plus Cm divided by C1. Yeah, V2 is called total voltage. So here, this is called V1. High voltage is called here V1. And we have to measure the voltage across the capacitor C2 now. Okay, by using electrostatic voltmeter. That is called V2. The voltage measured is given by the equation V1 is equal to V2 into C1 plus C2 by plus Cm by C1, where Cm is capacitance of the meter. Capacitance of the meter also we have to consider. Okay, Cm. Otherwise, if you are not considered, there may be an error. Okay, compulsory we need to consider capacitance of the meter also, where Cm is the capacitance of the meter and lead and connecting cable. Because of the lead and connecting cable also, the capacitance effect into the circuit. Okay, capacitance. So V2 is called voltmeter reading, electrostatic voltmeter reading. Okay, so this is about capacitance potential divider. Simple concept and advantages. First one, shielding minimizes the stray capacitances. Shielding minimizes the stray capacitances. This is called shielding now, and also it is also placed in shielding, and also this is connected to the capacity. Okay, so shielding minimizes the stray capacitance. Strain is nothing but external capacitances effects. Okay, error due to harmonic voltages are eliminated. Error due to harmonic voltages are eliminated. And next, limitations. Circuit needs calibration taking into account the cable and lead capacitance. So this is one of the limitations. This cable capacitance and the lead connecting cable capacitance. Calibration is compulsory required. Cable and lead capacitance. Okay. And next, need high impedance voltmeter for measurement like vacuum tube voltmeter. VTVM is nothing but vacuum tube voltmeter. That is nothing but electrostatic voltmeter. Need high impedance voltmeter for measurement like vacuum tube voltmeter. So general voltmeter is not required. So if you are placing normal voltmeter, it is very difficult to measure. So high impedance voltmeter is required here. That is called electrostatic voltmeter. This is about capacitance potential divider by using standard high voltage compressed gas condenser. Clear? And then capacitance voltage transformer. Next concept is capacitance voltage transformer. All of you draw this circuit diagram. All of you draw this circuit diagram. Complete fast. Capacitance voltage transformer. So similarly, same as previous case. Yeah, one terminal of this measuring equipment is connected to the high voltage terminal, impulse voltage terminal. One terminal of the capacitance voltage transformer is connected to the high voltage terminal, and the second terminal is connected to the ground. Okay, same concept C1, C2, but only difference is here, and this electrostatic voltmeter, and this is a concept. No? C1 and C2, but here connecting cable and electrostatic voltmeter protecting cable. But here transformer by using transformer concept, we have to measure very high impulse voltages. Okay, it's clear. C1 is called the combination of different types of voltages bolted together. Okay, several high voltage condensers, 1000 picofarads, C1. And C2 standard low voltage condenser. CD is called standard low voltage condenser. And M is called voltmeter under to 500 voltage range. Basic meter, that may be moving iron. Okay, understood. And T is called transformer, matching transformer. So primary 10 to 30 kilovolts, the primary side of the transformer. This is nothing but here V1, total voltage V1, and here V2. It's clear. Here V1, high voltage terminal V1, and V2, like that. Primary is called 10 to 30 kilovolts, but secondary 100 to 500 volts. This much of less voltage can be measured by using basic meters only. Okay, moving iron meters. So by using basic meter, we have to measure the voltages. No? That means compared to here electrostatic voltmeter, the cost of the electrostatic voltmeter is very high and is used for only for special applications. Okay, so basic meter is nowadays general applications. No? So this equipment cost is reducing. And here L is called choke coil and T is called matching transformer. It's clear. So here one of the main concept is so in this capacitance voltage transformer, one of the main concept is to maintain resonance by changing choke coil L, by adjusting the inductance of the transformer. Okay, by taking the inductance of the transformer and choke coil by arrangement of this. So we have to maintain the transformer, this transformer into resonance condition. It's clear. Understood? This is one of the main concept in this capacitance voltage transformer. Nothing is there. So how it is possible? So maintain the resonance condition by changing the by maintaining the XL is equal to XC. No? Okay, inductive reactance is equal to the capacitive reactance. Then only the this transformer is under resonance condition. So by changing the choke coil L, we have to adjust the transformer in under resonance condition. So under resonance condition, not only this transformer, every circuit is acting as a only resistive nature. So by adjusting the transformer into the resonance condition, it will be acting as a just a resistor. Okay, for example, in series RLC circuit, if L and C are under resonance condition, that means XL is equal to XC. There is no voltage drop across the these two L and C. That means the circuit will be acting as a only resistive partner. So how to adjust this transformer in under resonance condition is so by changing the list. So under resonance condition, whatever the voltage appear across the capacitor C2 in phase with matching output of the capacitor, I mean secondary terminal of matching transformer. Am I right or not? Under resonance condition, by adjusting this inductive choke coil, we have to maintain the transformer under resonance condition. So then what will happen? Yeah, whatever the voltage appear across the C2 in phase with the secondary terminal of matching transformer. That means it is resistive nature. No? Because of that, V2 and electrostatic this meter voltage and capacitance C2 voltage both are in phase. Okay, so that is our main concept. By adjusting the inductance, we have to measure the voltage like this, impulse voltage. It's clear. So this is a phasor circuit diagram. equivalent circuit diagram of the capacitance voltage transformer. Or if you draw this equivalent circuit diagram of the capacitance voltage transformer. This is called a C1 and this is called C2. C1 and C2. This is called a transformer winding resistances. Okay, is a meter resistances. Meter resistance. You know well, moving iron internal resistance RM and XM, no? Okay, RM and XM. This is called meter resistances, and this is called transformer resistances, equivalent resistances, and this is called C1 now. Condenser C1. This is called C1 like this. Okay, C2. So like this C2. Okay. Here the voltage across this C1 is called VC1. So that's why capacitor C1 is called voltage VC1. It's clear. The voltage across the capacitor C1 is considered as a VC1. And similarly, capacitor C2, voltage across the capacitor C2, you can consider as VC2. And then current flowing to the capacitor C1 is called IC1, and the current flowing to the capacitor C2 is called IC2. And current flowing to the transformer or meter is called IM. It's clear. And here V2 dash is nothing but voltage across the V2 dash is nothing but voltage across the meter now. So meter voltage is called V2 dash. This V2 dash is called meter voltages. This meter, measuring meter, moving iron meter. Okay, this voltage is nothing but voltage across the capacitor C2 and transformer. Na? Voltage across the capacitor C2 and transformer equivalent. That means V2 dash is nothing but addition of VC2 and V2I. Here voltage and here voltages. This two addition of these two voltages is called V2 dash. It's clear? Understood? So the value of choke L chosen such that voltage V2 across the meter will be in phase with applied voltage V1. That is means the value of choke L is chosen such that means, so we have to change the choke L. So then inductive reactance is equal to the capacitive reactance, and then the transformer is under resonance condition. That means it is under resistive only nature. That's why the voltage, applied voltage V1 in phase with the V2. The condition will occur during resonance. It's clear. The condition will occur under resonance condition. That is, resonance is nothing but XL is equal to omega L. XC is equal to 1 by omega C. XL is equal to XC. So omega into L plus LT is equal to 1 by omega C, na? Omega into C1 plus C2. This is the resonance condition. So input voltage is nothing but V1 is equal to VC1 plus VC2. So this total voltage here to here. Okay, this total voltage is nothing but VC1 plus VC2, na? Voltage across the capacitor C1 and voltage across the capacitor C2. Combination of these two voltages is called input voltage. Am I right? Input voltage is equal to V1 is equal to VC1 plus VC2. And then VC2 is equal to, here VC2, the voltage VC2 is equal to V2 dash plus IM into RE plus J into XC. This voltage plus the voltage drop across the transformer. Voltage across the this transformer winding resistance. VC2 is equal to this voltage. VC2 is equal to here voltage and here voltage. Here voltage and here voltage. VC2 is equal to VT dash plus IM into RE plus J into X. And V2 dash is called IM into RM. Assuming meter to be resistive load. Okay, if there is no inductance, that means inductance effect is very less in moving meter. So that condition, so V2 dash is equal to IM into X RM. Okay, this is a capacitance voltage transformer equivalent circuit. And then phasor diagram. There, the voltage ratio is expressed as alpha is equal to V1 by V2. The voltage ratio is expressed as V1 by V2. V1 is nothing but this total voltage V1 is nothing but VC1 plus VC2. VC1 plus VC2 now. V1 is equal to VC1 plus VC2. And then VC2 is equal to V2 plus this voltage drop across this. No? That is called VRI. VRI plus V2 dash. V1 is equal to VC1 plus V2 plus VRI. Understood? Where VRI is equal to voltage drop in transformer and choke, and voltage drop in transformer, leakage inductance is negligible. So try to consider here. So here, total voltage V1 is nothing but this voltage, total voltage V1 is nothing but addition of VC1 plus VC2. You know well, this total voltage, red color one, total voltage V1 is equal to VC1 plus VC2. That means your VC1 here to here VC1, and then here to here VC2. And then VC2 here, VC2 is equal to V2 dash plus IM into RE. So VC2 is equal to addition of this voltages and this voltage. It's clear? And also VC2 is equal to addition of this like this. This is the phasor diagram. By using phasor diagram, so we have to understand the concept. Capacitance voltage transformer. So this is about phasor diagram of capacitance. So nothing is a simple concept. V1 is addition of VC1 plus VC2, and VC2 is equal to V2 dash plus so VRI. Circuit operation. Try to construct. All of you completed phasor diagram. Circuit operation next. Complete fast. I think completed. Then circuit operation. The circuit consisting of a capacitance potential transformer with a suitable matching transformer tuned for resonance condition. Okay, the circuit, all of you write here, circuit operation. The circuit consists of capacitance potential transformer with suitable matching transformer tuned for resonance condition. I'm already explained this concept. It's clear. And next, unlike capacitance voltage divider, the circuits do not require high impedance voltmeter or vacuum tube voltmeter. Okay, electrostatic voltmeter is not required here, and vacuum tube voltmeter is not required. High impedance voltmeter is not required. Okay, it can be connected to a low voltage impedance device like wattmeter, pressure coil, or relay coil. It's clear. And next, third one, capacitance C1 consisting of several high voltage condensers such that total capacitance is few thousands of picofarads. All of you right. Capacitance C1 consisting of several high voltage condensers such that total capacitance is few thousands of picofarads. Next one. Transformer is chosen with the primary voltage rating 10 to 30 kilovolts. 10 to 30 kilovolts. Transformer is chosen with primary voltage rating 10 to 30 kilovolts and secondary voltage rating as 100 to 500 volts. It's clear. And then next, the value of choke L is chosen to make equivalent circuit of CVT as purely resistive during resonance condition as mentioned by the equation above. Okay, so I'm already explained this concept, how to make the resonance of the transformer. It's clear. It's completed. The transformer is chosen with the primary voltage rating of 10 to 30 kilovolts and a secondary voltage rating of 100 to 500 volts. That's why basic meter is required. Okay, so not required this much of highly costly equipment, vacuum tube voltmeter and impedance voltmeter, high impedance voltmeters are not required. Okay, special voltmeters are not required. Just a normal general purpose voltmeter is required to measure secondary voltage of transformer. The value of choke L is chosen to make equivalent circuit of CVT as a purely resistive during resonance condition is mentioned by the equation. Okay. Advantages: simple circuit design and easy of installation. Simple circuit design and easy of installation. This is the advantage of capacitive voltage transformer. Okay, first one. Second one, circuit is multi-purpose. It can be used for metering and also as coupling condenser for carrier communication and relay. Okay, capacitive voltage transformer not only for measurement of high impulse voltages, it's used for multi-purpose. That is, it can be used for metering and also coupling condenser for carrier communication and relay. Understood? This is one of the important concept of CVT, capacitance voltage transformer. And next, the third one, isolation between high voltage terminal and low voltage meter. Okay, isolation between high voltage terminal and low voltage meter. This is called a matching transformer. It's called a isolation transformer. Also called as isolation transformer, matching transformer. 1:1 transformer. 1:1 transformer also you can consider. You can call as a 1:1 transformer. Okay. So frequency independent voltage distribution along elements, unlike a conventional potential transformer, which require protection against surges. Under resonance condition, how to eliminate the frequency in MI? How to eliminate the frequency in MI? Moving iron instrument. Same concept here. By making a time constant. Time constant of the meter is equal to time constant of the shunt. So by making that, we have to eliminate the frequency. So here, under resonance condition means it is circuit acting as only resistive parts. That's why there is no depends on frequency. Resistive circuit is not depending on frequency. Inductive circuit or capacitive circuit is depending on frequency, but resistive circuit under resonance condition, the circuit is acting as a resistive. That's why independent of frequency. Am I right or not? Frequency independent voltage distribution along elements, unlike conventional potential transformer, which require protection against surges. Limitations, finally, limitations. So voltage ratio is temperature dependent since circuit is resistive. It's clear, all of you know well. The circuit is completely only resistive nature. That's why it's sensitive to the temperature. So that's why these are some errors because of temperature only. Voltage ratio is temperature dependent since circuit is resistive. Under resonance condition, it will be acting as resistive. That's why it is sensitive to the temperature. That's why there is a voltage ratio is temperature effector errors. And next, problems of inducing ferro resonance with the power system. Okay, problem of inducing ferro resonance with power system. So these are the different types of limitations of capacitance voltage transformer. Okay, it's clear. And next, so finally, summary. Capacitance potential divider method overcomes drawbacks of series capacitance voltage meter by eliminating effect of harmonics. It's clear. All of you understand this concept, I think. Capacitance voltage potential divider method overcome drawback of series capacitance voltmeter by eliminating effect of harmonics. Second one, CVT, capacitance voltage transformer, provides isolation of high voltage terminal from the meters and works as a coupling condenser for relaying. Okay, CVT is used for multi-purpose, not only for measurement of impulse voltage. CVT offers several advantages as compared to conventional potential transformer method. It's clear. So this is about so today's lecture. So remaining concept we have to discuss. So next class.